That music
Welcome.
gets me fired up, man.
Watching weird music.
Welcome to episode 7 of Folk and Weird, where we show you crazy places that we can access.
Nice.
Before we get started, I do probably need to mention for this episode that please do not attempt what we do because it could be potentially not safe.
I'm always safe. I go to public places, well-lit areas.
I do not.
I do.
But where are we going first, Cecil?
Well, I'd like to thank Sarah for coming on.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. I'm excited. I've never done this before. So
Sarah's with Paranormally Correct, for those of you that don't know. And we're happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And basically the gist of it, we go out and record, we don't watch it back, and then we all react together as we go through, graveyards, historic places, just really anywhere we can think of. My next target is going to be a shipwreck. It's a spoiler. There's a shipwreck on the Ohio River where apparently Thomas Edison was a passenger and Madonna shot a video there at one point.
Like a virgin, I hear.
I'm gonna go check that out, I think, for our next episode.
That'd be cool. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Haylander. So the first place we're going is Lexington Cemetery in Lexington, Kentucky. I kind of just walked around. I didn't do like a continuous shot, so I just kind of pieced everything together. I was very paranoid. I get paranoid even when I shouldn't be because it's a public area. But something I seen security everywhere, so I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know if I should be doing this."
Is that a really big cemetery?
Yeah, it's pretty big. We actually took my nephew there today and drove around, and he was saying the names of the people on the graves. So,
if I read it correctly, it's like 170 acres.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah,
that's really big.
Yeah, it isn't quite as big as the Cincinnati one that Kentucky goes to, but it's pretty large.
We've got like 8 more episodes we can do, maybe 80 at Spring Grove.
So as you can see, this is the ground. Let's hope that it doesn't glitch out because that's a common theme.
If it glitches, we'll send Morgana the link.
Yeah. All right. So here I'm just walking. I don't remember which parts. This is not in unison either. I gotta put on my spectacles. Can you read that?
I cannot.
I can't either, dang. Like I said, I didn't do the best job filming on this one. It was cold, raining a little bit. It's talking about that tree. That's a big old fancy tree.
Okay. That is a cool ass tree.
Yeah.
Now that thing right there, at the main top of that, there's a statue of a man. And it's huge. It's probably like 200 feet tall or something.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's his backside. It's insane. And of course, living up to Tully's tradition, I usually try to get in there and see what's inside, but I couldn't open the door. So
I usually just poke the camera in.
I was trying to get his face, but it's hard to do that. But they were doing a little work to it. This was a really fascinating little building. Like there's some places in Clay County that's built like that. There's a cut.
It amazes me that somebody does that kind of stuff, in a cemetery.
So is this a mausoleum?
I'm assuming so. Inside of it, there was actually water dripping. My wife said it looked like a dungeon. But I don't know. It's pretty neat looking to me. I'm not sure what that said. That said something, but I couldn't read it when I was there. Do you know anything about this area, Sarah?
Is that the one that's really close to downtown Lexington? Yeah, so this is actually not far from me. This is like a mile or two from my house. I've heard a lot of stuff about it. Yeah. So close to my house. You guys should have invited me. Um, yeah, no, the only thing I know is like there's supposed to be a tomb where there's like paranormal activity. And I don't know if that's the one, but that one kind of fits the bill a little bit. But supposedly people have seen like a black blob, and there's like some type of emotional anger, residual, something or another going
Oh
on.
wow!
I was pretty pissed off because it was raining. You can't tell, but they have like really.
That's a car. I saw something move.
Like they have really unique stones and sculptures. Look at this one. This was a general. I think it was a Confederate general, if I'm not mistaken. Right there. That thing's like 12 feet tall. It's pretty big.
Hey, I might be related to him.
John
That's what I thought. But just, it's really beautiful out there, but everything's covered in like moss. Like the majority of a lot of the stones are covered in moss.
Mm-hmm.
The detail on that was nice.
We do want to go to that battlefield in Richmond, Sarah, at some point.
Oh,
do some filming.
Yeah, if you do that one, you should let me know, and I'll go too.
Yep, we'll probably do it when it gets a little bit warmer, like in the spring or something.
Okay. Look how creepy that is.
That is very creepy. Yeah.
That freaks me out.
It's something about the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got some pretty nice monuments to people and stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
It just started clipping.
I hate that.
Oh, it's smooth again. Don't do anything.
Don't do nothing. But like, I don't know. I really just want to go up here. That says for our dead.
Uh-huh.
From far away, I thought that was like skulls piled up. Like,
that'd be pretty dope. I want one like that.
That would be an epic stone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know what to do when Cecil goes.
Yep. Burn half of me and plant my head and get me a big old skull stone. That's what I want. The angels in this graveyard are really unique. Like you'd run into some pretty cool ones. That one right there is really nice.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here 1 second. I know y'all are not Doctor Who people.
No.
But as a Doctor Who person, there's this one group of aliens that are called the Weeping Angels. And you're never supposed to blink or turn your back on them because then they turn into these snarling, growling, fanged things.
That is not what I need to hear before going into one of these.
Yeah, and they take what time you have left and absorb it, and then you end up popping into a parallel universe to live out your time.
1873. I got some footage of some placards, but a lot of these older ones you can't read anything on it because of that moss right there.
Right.
It's all over that graveyard.
Is it a real wet area? Does it get a lot of rain and everything?
Well, it's Kentucky, so.
Well, I mean,
yeah, Lexington is a pretty moldy place. It's moist and soggy, so
yeah,
makes sense.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of tree cover there too, which could make it more moss friendly.
Yep.
That's a cool looking stone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them around there. It's wild. I really liked it there. I'm like, I don't know, it seemed peaceful. I just get paranoid when I keep seeing the same vehicle over and over. So
yeah.
like, man,
that's kind of how it was at Spring Grove too. Like the people riding around on quads, like the security. They didn't seem to mind me filming and stuff though, or that I had an EMF.
Tully's out there with a proto pack on from Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Howdy, Mike. But yeah, it's really nice. I really love this one. This one was really nice.
Lynn, we're in Lexington.
Yeah.
At the Lexington Cemetery, I believe it's called.
I hope I get a good shot of this one. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's really nice.
Very ornate.
Mm-hmm.
Detailed.
What's that hanging from its arm?
Decoration of sorts.
Okay. I was thinking that didn't look like that belongs.
And there was a goose over here. I was going to go play with it, and then I got scared because I was like, "Oh yeah, they mess with you."
I was actually looking at this today to put something about it in the newsletter, and I saw so many pictures of this cemetery with geese.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a thing.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Yeah, we have a big goose presence around here as well. It's actually pretty cool. We have a spot in the road where everybody knows automatically to just stop and let them cross. So, yeah.
And here's a little boy statue.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are the sad ones.
Really creepy thing. When we was driving through today with my nephew, he's 10. He said, "Hey, that looks just like me."
Oh, God.
"Yeah, it does."
Not what you want to hear.
There's my truck.
Oh yeah, you can really see the moss now.
Yeah, man, it's everywhere. This right here was really fascinating to me. That one right there. Ain't that cool? It's almost like a bathtub.
Uh-huh.
That is very strange. I don't think I've ever seen a grave like that.
It almost needs a fountain in the top.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's me cutting and then turning because that truck was driving that way.
Landa said it looks like a shoe.
Yeah. Like the moss is so heavy on a lot of these older stones that you cannot read anything on them.
So far, I haven't seen anything anomalous.
Then there's a nice pond. You can sit around it and whatnot. I think if you're going to see something anomalous, we're not going to see it in a graveyard. I've always kind of felt that way. Like, yeah, there might be some spirits there, but I think they're rare.
I'm just a talking saying, I think to see or have experiences, you need to be there in the darkness.
Or go to, I mean, like some places aren't cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where, like, those are the places to go, though. Every time I've seen something in a graveyard or had some kind of experience, it's been in the darkness.
This ain't a holler graveyard, though. They got gates up and they lock them and stuff.
Go to the holler graveyard.
The holler graveyard, I'll go to them all day long.
I got locked in a graveyard one time.
Not a place I'd want to get locked into.
Yeah, it was the one in Richmond. I was just, in there snooping around, and it closed, and they locked the gates on me. So I called the sheriff's department, and they laughed at me. And they let me out, though, eventually.
Wow.
We went to one out at Fort Bragg. It's a little bitty cemetery, probably 200-300 years old. And Mark told me that whenever they've been out there, that the dog wouldn't get out of the car.
Wow.
Now this one right here, this one kind of tripped me out. I wish I could pause it, but I'm afraid it's going to clip, so it's going to be quick. What is that?
Oh, that's strange.
Shriner. Isn't it a Shriner emblem?
Oh.
I'm not familiar. Let me see.
Yeah.
It looks like a fishtail on the bottom.
I think it's a Shriner. I say this because of all the Mardi Gras doubloons I caught at a certain age. I grew up going to Mardi Gras down in Houma, and I believe that is a Shriner emblem.
No, did it have a sword up top?
It has one at the bottom, I think. It's more like one of those. I'm going to say it long, but it's like it starts with a S, SC, like
Scimitar?
Yes, that's it. So I couldn't say it after hearing you say it, but yeah, I think that's what it is.
You have like it's a scimitar and then a star below the sword.
I like that double shotgun one, and there's the Undertaker symbol from wrestling. I don't know what that is.
Alan said he's seen a headstone with gargoyles on it.
Yeah. There's some wild stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really nice place. Really, like, It's real pretty. I like to go there in the summer. I bet it's real beautiful. Like around the pond and stuff, they got weeping willows and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got a lot of. I think I saw cherry trees when I was researching it earlier, and there aren't they also an arboretum? Arbor.
Yeah.
Arboretum.
There you go. That's the word.
And those graves look like the ones from the one that you took footage of, Morgana. The big concrete slabs.
Yeah, I had never seen that before.
What was the name of that graveyard again?
Franklin, historic Franklin.
No, I did. There is a spot in this where I spliced together a picture just in case people didn't know who it was. It's a little surprise for everybody.
Thank you for editing this, Cecil.
You're welcome. You like how I did the fades? Ain't that?
Yeah, the transitions are magnificent.
That tree was cool. I like that.
I like that. What kind of tree is it?
I don't know. Like stuff like that, you don't really see a lot around here.
It may not be native.
Yeah. I thought it was neat.
It looks like it got struck by lightning and split open.
Mm-hmm. You know, they told me at the other graveyard that a lot of these trees were just like ornamental trees that people planted. And it's illegal to cut them down, so they just get enormous.
Yeah.
That was a mass grave right there.
I was wondering what that was. They all died at different dates, too.
Well, it said reinterred and had a date also. So
they
probably, came from somewhere else.
Maybe a family plot.
Maybe so.
But look at all that moss. That's so wild to me how much moss there is like everywhere there. Like this is a completely different part of the graveyard. The cemetery.
So I have a friend that for fun, and one of the things she does is if there's like a flood and it hits a cemetery and people's bodies float away.
Oh Lord.
She helps put the people back together to rebury them. Mm-hmm. She knows how to match. She's a nurse, but she knows how to match them up.
Right. Well, that's the one that I went to. That was part of the thing is there were slabs that they didn't know who was there. And then there were others that that they knew were interred there, but they couldn't figure out where they were originally. It was crazy. Because you had like graves off in the woods and stuff like that.
That reminds me, I'm pretty sure there are still caskets that haven't been identified from Katrina.
Oh yeah.
Like there used to be, they would just line them up in the back of graveyards and like try to get the families to identify the caskets.
Yep. And they said that that's when these were done, was during Katrina. Is when they were uprooted.
I thought that was a nice little pink tombstone. Aunt Belle. But
well, don't they call those mausoleum things in New Orleans like a baker's cemetery or a baker's plot or something?
I don't know.
I saw a program on it one time. There's this lady that I watch on YouTube that she's actually a mortician, but she does like true crime stuff. And she was talking about it. She went to New Orleans and had like a field trip, but they call it like a baker something because it looks like a baker's oven where you just slide the body in. And then when
like a pizza oven.
Yeah, and then when the next seriously, and then the next body in that family comes in, or if it's been a while and they need to sell that plot, resell it, they put the new person in and slide the other one to the back, and it kind of falls down below.
I don't know. That is a dumb question, Lynn. I'm just joking. We know her.
I kind of thought you might.
I figure Foreman. I figure she was Foreman's wife. So, welcome, Lynn. We're glad you're here.
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either.
There is a difference, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Owners are related to Mitch.
Well, I'm going to put on pause for a moment. I've got to go let my 3 dogs back in the house. They're out there barking.
There's some McConnells for sure.
We get to talk about cryptids after all.
Huh?
I said we get to talk about cryptids after all.
You leave poor old Mitch alone now. But I've not seen one thing on this one though that made me think anything.
No, I haven't seen any weirdness.
I think we're coming up on the reason I went to this graveyard.
Okay, here we go. The word cemetery implies that the land is specifically designated as a burial ground and originally applied to the Roman catacombs. The term graveyard is often used interchangeably, but a graveyard primarily refers to a burial ground within a churchyard.
So hallowed ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or hallowed, however you pronounce that.
There's Richard Little. This is the whole reason I went to this graveyard, honestly. Right here.
The teddy bear.
Yeah. There he is.
Yes, I had read that.
Jim Varney. Ernest P. Worrell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Legend.
Legend. There he is. I loved those movies. I loved those movies when I was a kid. I absolutely loved them. And I was like, oh my God, he's up there.
My husband owns those movies, so.
Look how plain it is, though. You figured, it being Ernest P. Worrell,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just real plain. People left Slink there.
Mm-hmm.
They leave him treasures.
That's
I'm
cool.
getting tore up about it right now.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And his dad's right next to him, right here. And he was a Mason. Bam.
Oh.
There's his dad. Yeah.
That is most definitely Masonic.
Yeah. But it was lower level, It's nothing fancy.
No 33rd symbol.
No.
Wow, look at it. It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
It's huge. It's really nice. But I'm not seeing anything on this one like we have the other ones.
But do you know what I like about this? Is the fact that everything is nice and lined up and symmetrical, because the Springfield, isn't it called, the one that you went to, Tully?
Spring Grove.
Spring Grove. That one, I had never seen one as spread out.
Yeah.
Well,
as that one is.
It's like 1,000 acres. Hey, Chris.
This one is this was a transition to Frankfort Cemetery. We're no longer in Lexington.
Okay.
But this is just old governor of Kentucky, and his family.
That's cool though.
Yeah. And look, that made me sad right there, that one. Not this right here, but hang on, you'll see it. The puppy.
Oh.
The puppy right there. But yeah, I mean, the Frankfurt one isn't huge. Mm-hmm. It's not, but it's got some pretty big names in it.
Yeah.
I just seen that. I was like, hey, governor.
Well, I want to know the story about the dog.
They didn't say anything.
I mean, did they kill it to bury it with him, like the pharaohs of old, or was it like a bear attack?
No.
I need answers.
That's wrong.
Oh, come on! There's a camel buried in one here because the Yankees took him out.
This is really like a really nice thing that this was a young man that had passed away, and I'm assuming his parents had commissioned this memorial for him. This is really detailed. Like, it's really awesome how they did this for this guy.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Well, hang on a second. You'll see it right here in a second. That's not even the coolest thing about his memorial. He was really young. I tried to find some information about him just so I could give him some, give some history about it. But right here, they have him sitting on top of this.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's really cool.
They loved him so much.
Yeah. Yeah. But the detail in that's really awesome.
It's crazy. He was like 21.
Yeah, he's young. They even got his plugs.
Sitting like a
Yep.
little Buddha.
Yeah. That's really neat.
Oh, it looks like he's in a martial arts gi,
Could have been.
doesn't it?
But-
Am I just
Yeah.
imagining that?
No,
And he's
it
sitting
kinda
in the
does.
lotus.
The plugs is a crazy detail.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And if you wonder why I do weird camera angles, it's because my wife likes taking pictures, and I try to get to where she's not in the shot.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing.
Now, this is another person. If you're a wrestling fan, such as myself, when I first found this person, I was like, "Oh my god!" It was really cool. But first, I walk up here because I was like, "That's neat." Do I go up there first? No, I go straight to her.
You walk in a straight
There she
line like
is.
a
Do you know who that is?
dragonflies.
No,
Marianne
No.
Hewlett.
not a clue.
Elizabeth Ann Hewitt. I'm sorry. That is Miss Elizabeth. Oh, no. Yep. Randy Savage's. You remember her?
I do know who Randy Savage is.
You remember his valet? Woman?
No.
That's who that is. Well,
Okay.
all right. Whatever.
Alan says he knows who it is.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, Cecil, when I was a kid, I had an aunt that used to take us to see wrestling live, Mid-South Wrestling. Loved it.
Mhm.
And she got us backstage passes. And we went backstage, and the good guys and the bad guys were sitting down together playing cards. And that just totally ruined it for me.
These
Well,
people.
thank
Yeah.
you for ruining it for all the children out there that think wrestling's real.
I want to look this guy up. He was an author in Dreams. William Price. You can't really
William
see that
Price.
good.
Mike said that Miss Elizabeth was his wife as well as his manager at one time.
And this guy was a poet and a painter.
Oh, that's cool.
Robert Wilson.
Hmm.
Look at my hey dudes, they're slick.
Stop.
But there's a lot of interesting people up there. I should have done some research on them, but I forgot their names and I didn't want to watch the video because that's the thing, we don't watch the videos.
Mm-hmm. Well, then now you've got homework.
Mm-hmm. I should have got closer to that one. Now this is a beautiful view of Frankfurt.
Uh-huh. That is
And
pretty.
I you know me, I'm a Tartarian person, so obviously whenever I seen the dome on the Capitol building, I zoomed in just to get a shot of that. See what
Oh
people-
yeah,
That is a nice shot.
it's where they used to land
Yeah.
the zeppelins.
I was like, what are they doing over there? But yeah. Now this grave is a historical figure known nationwide. Probably worldwide if I was guessing. If I ever get to it.
It's a pretty view. I'd have
It
pan back
is.
around.
Yeah. So this is Daniel Boone's grave.
That's cool.
He was real.
Yeah.
He was.
And he killed a Bigfoot really close to where I live, at the Cumberland Falls. Now I'm dog slaughter. Right there's his mom.
Now hold on.
He just blazed over that. Like,
What Kimbo talked about the other night.
Well, it was who was the one that was at the Alamo?
Dave
That
Crockett.
Daniel Boone?
that's David.
David
Crockett.
Crockett.
Okay. I was gonna say I saw a whole program that he was buried in Alabama, that he didn't die at the Alamo like they said.
Really?
It's very
Maybe.
interesting.
Man.
Was that guy that does the Skinwalker Ranch research? Was him doing the research on it?
Is it the That's not Corbell. I forget his name.
Now, I don't like the placement of this tree. Because right on the back side of it is his wife. Her name.
Well, you know, I'm going to just guess here. That tree probably wasn't quite that big when they placed it there.
Yeah.
True.
They didn't think about the long-term ramifications.
Yeah.
Well, they probably thought that it would be a nice place for her to sit or him to sit to visit the other one.
You can't beat that view.
No.
And if
No.
you think you see something on this, that's just my wife. I'm keeping us separated.
Mike Lewis is throwing out his Kumbo Baker reference over here with the Bigfoot's a booger.
But yeah, that's pretty neat. It's got little segments like imagery from his history of him. We're coming to the end of this one, but there's a strange mausoleum down here. It's got a placard. I didn't read it, but I filmed it. Watch me struggle to get down this hill.
That's true, Landa.
Yep.
Landa should be getting a present from us soon.
Yay.
Fart in the jar.
Stop.
That's not appropriate. My bad. But the moths had followed me right there to Frankfurt.
There must have been a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you have to wonder when there are little ones on the end like that, if it's actually little ones.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know I guess the money for the upkeep of this had ran out or something. I don't know. This is like the gates just tore all to pieces. Just fell down and whatnot.
That's no telling how old that stuff is too.
Let's see what this. Oh, you can't read that. Dang.
Tribute Family Vault.
Yeah.
So on the left, is that what it used to look like?
I don't know. I'm guessing. That's what it used to look like.
Weird.
But yeah,
Like a hobbit hole.
It does look like a hobbit hole.
it's incomplete. It's in complete disarray right now. Look at it. Like the statues have fallen over. They just place them back up there. The head's missing off the angel on the top.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
I feel like that had to be more than just age.
The vampires trying to get out of it.
Stop.
And the zombies.
It's interesting you say that because the door is iron.
Well, look at how askewed those things are, the crypts.
You know what's weird about that? You said the door is made out of iron. There are a lot of churches in Kentucky that had iron doors.
That's wild.
Keep them vampires out.
There they are too. That's the first one I've ever looked in where there's actually something in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It looks like it's open too.
I didn't go in. So I have seen iron doors on churches, but it's very few and far in between. Are they more prevalent up there in central Kentucky?
I think they must be because I had never seen any or heard of it before. But there's a lot of places I've researched around central Kentucky that has they may not now, but when they were built and then up till, a certain point, they have iron doors, which I thought was just kind of weird. It's like, why iron if the rest of it's like wood?
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense. Souls Chapel, I think.
I've heard that one.
There was another one. I can't think of the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's really kind of strange.
That is strange. Well, that was the end of the one I have. That was the Lexington and Frankfurt cemeteries.
I'm going to let you play the other one too, Cecil, since it was smooth.
All right.
Or in, Mike. Or in.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, no, they were both really cool. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. And
we have seen some weird stuff in some of them, but I didn't see anything strange in that one.
No.
But it's beautiful. It's one of those places, if I ever make it up that way, I'll definitely try to get by and see.
Kentucky's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no better state than Kentucky.
And it's got some of the most awesome people.
It sure does.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you that one.
3 of them sitting on here.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But you want to set this one up, Tully, or do you just want to go straight into it?
Yeah, so a lot of people get to see the inside of Bobby Mackey's, and I showed you guys a little bit of the outside. And what I did for this go is there's a tunnel. So back by the train tracks, one of the big presences at Bobby Mackey's is the ghost of a female that was decapitated back by the railroad tracks. Her head was never found, and they speculate that it was put into, I don't even know what you would call it, like a drain system that runs back out to the river. And this would be the Licking River, not the Ohio River. The Licking runs into the Ohio, which is more towards Cincinnati. But Bobby Mackey's itself is about 5 minutes away from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So I got out of my car. I had to do this quick because it's not the nicest part of town either. But I go back into this drain system where, all that allegedly took place. I go up to a point and I stopped probably about 100 feet inside the mountain because it turns into the really, really old drain system, which is stone. And I was worried about, I didn't have any sort of air quality tester or respirator on. So at some point, I'll probably get back out there and have an air quality tester to make sure that there's not like high levels of CO2 and radon and stuff like that, and a respirator so that I don't get got underground. But yeah.
So we confirmed here that Tully is not willing to die for his craft.
Well, yeah. So this is Bobby Mackey's that you can see. They're about to do a renovation, and there's like a big protest about this renovation, by the way, from the paranormal community.
I mean, why do they need a renovation? Look at that roof. How good that is.
It is, if you've been in Bobby Mackey's, you know that it's, it's in a little bit of disrepair. It always has been, really, since it was, because this place has been standing since the late 1800s. It's had a rough life. It was abandoned after it was a slaughterhouse. It was a gentleman's club for a while before Bobby bought it. And, it has a super dark history if you want to look into it. Lots of people.
I'm going to tell you, though, it's those hole-in-the-wall type places like that's part of the character. There's a restaurant over on the reservoir. There used to be. I don't know if it's still there or not. Hadley may know, called McVee's. When you drove by it, you thought it was just an old junky shed with a bunch of dead cars outside. If you did not know it was there, you would never stop there to eat. Best food under the sun.
Well, Bobby Mackey's, if you haven't watched Ghost Adventures or whatever, I think this was their first episode, wasn't it?
They've been there a bunch, yeah. It was their first episode. A lot of people, like Caitlin that we know from Unbound Underground, 2 years ago, she did an overnighter at Bobby Mackey's and did a lot of, like her, what does she call it? The ghost riding that she does? Is that what it's called?
Tully's married, but he's ready to mingle.
I was thinking,
I'm not
have
ready
you
to
met
mingle. Cecil is in fact ready to mingle. I am married. Happily married.
But Bobby Mackey's, you can go into the cellar like that. It's like an attraction. Like you get in there, you get really shit faced, and you can pay like $15, and they'll take you down to the basement and give you the tour and stuff.
That sounds shady.
It's only open on Fridays and Saturdays in the evenings, and Bob himself comes, and he has a band called The Best Damn Band.
And
it's a honky tonk band. They play old school honky tonk music, and people ride the mechanical bull and play pool.
Yep.
It's like a true honky tonk.
Yep.
Road trip.
Yeah.
What they call the well is literally just like a strange looking hole in the ground. So
it's caved in.
Yeah. So this is where he's going into, is the bottom part of that. Where that goes out. But look at Bobby Mack.
And I didn't know exactly. So in the summertime, the reason I had to wait this long, that whole woods line is just impenetrable when there's leaves on the trees and stuff.
And right there's the apartment where that guy was haunted too. I'm pretty sure. What we just passed.
So these are the
Is that
infamous train
cocaine?
tracks.
What is that big plot pile of stuff? Is it cocaine?
I don't know, probably salt or something.
Salt and traps.
Got to look both ways before I jump over the.
You never can tell if a train's coming.
Touch the rail.
It might get a little shaky. This bank's pretty steep.
I wish you would have fell in the damn water. That would have been funny.
But you can imagine like trying to get through here in the summer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alan. I think that's what Cecil was talking about, that interview with the dude that used to live there.
Yeah.
Some crazy stories.
Yeah. If you've not looked into it, you need to look into Bobby Mackey's. The old caretaker. He was possessed at one point. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah. It has a super dark history.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
you keep alluding to this. I mean, give us some stories. Come on.
I don't know him like verbatim, but the old caretaker, he lived there. He lived in the apartment, and like he was just tormented all the time, and actually got possessed, and they had to do like exorcism on him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the before it was Bobby Mackey's and it was a gentleman's place. The owner had a daughter that didn't approve of her marriage, or not her marriage, her involvement with one of the security. I don't know what that is. I just filmed it. It's some kind of. It looks like it might have been an old, like some kind of structure that they used for barges, maybe.
Sacrifices, probably.
But it ended up that the girl took herself out, and I think she took them out with her. There's just been like event after event at this place that people say have made it so haunted. I'm just trying to find the entrance, and I was expecting it to be a lot like a big tunnel because I'd seen pictures of it before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 6'4", and this tunnel is probably 4 feet in diameter.
What the
That was
hell?
a ball. It was a ball.
What the random blue ball? Okay. Do you carry that in your pocket?
No, I found it. She was pregnant, Ellen, by the guy that her father disapproved of, and I think that's what caused all the drama.
Right there's something scratched.
Yeah, I mean, all this is just from floods, like driftwood.
That's creepy.
Is that a condom? Good job, Tony. Good job spotting the condom pack, buddy.
I mean, just in case we didn't catch anything on camera, you know.
It looks like somebody had a rough night because that was unopened.
That just looks like bad stuff happens there.
Yeah, it does, and it felt that way too. Listen, every fiber in my body was telling me not to go in here.
And yet he went because he loves y'all. Y'all need to donate $5 to Tully Fund.
Do not donate $5 to me. Just show support.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
You wanted me to go with you and go in that? I too am 6'4", but I'm about 370 pounds. I would not have fit in that.
No, it might get shaky.
Here's the thing. The pictures that I saw earlier today make it look so much bigger than this.
It is not. It is not at all.
That looks like a sewage drain.
That is a drain pipe.
That is a drain pipe you went into. That's not a tunnel.
Just wait. Well, that's what it is. It was a drain system for the butcher out to the river.
I like how you're like,
yeah.
should I go in this?
Bad stuff happened there, Tully. Why did you do it? Why?
It's been blooded. I mean, you know.
Here we go.
Ooh, neat.
Now, keep in mind, I'm like in squat position this whole time, so it might get shaky.
Okay, just for future reference, I have a 9-year-old that would put that GoPro on and haul ass through there for you.
I'll take that into
Should
advisement.
have taken Sunday and let her go chasing that blue ball.
You should drink some of that water.
No.
It gets worse up here. I actually got soaked. It dips down into like a pool.
You're lucky you didn't find a body.
That would have been.
That would have been cool as hell.
No. Do you remember when that paranormal investigation team went into that hospital in Vicksburg and found that dead body?
Yep.
What the hell is that?
That guy, we could get him on the show. I think
here's
Sherry's friends with him.
That looked a lot bigger in person.
Well, I'm looking at it both on my computer and on the TV, and the TV is a lot creepier than this little laptop.
What?
Well, the water was deep right here. I ended up getting soaked.
It looks like, I mean, that's so creepy.
I'm having to straddle the tunnel to try to get past this.
That looks like the back rooms.
So, just out of curiosity, does that open up into like a big chamber or something?
Yeah, we're headed there.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
No. No, Tully. No, just no. You should not do this stuff alone.
Yeah, Mike, I was sore the next day from squatting through that whole thing.
There could have been a vagrant in there with stuff. You could have uncovered some kind of
vagrant?
trafficking ring.
A vagrant in Cincinnati? Nah.
So there was the old system, the stone that you see there, the stone tunnel that leads directly back toward. That's even smaller than what I was just in. But this is where I was like, okay, what is the air quality like? I got to thinking about the radon.
Hey, there's a key light.
Did you take a rock back with you?
I did.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, after that, I just head back out. But I do look around the river again.
That looks really murky.
It's probably radioactive.
Totally
He's probably gonna
always
turn into Spider-Man or something now.
Tully's always 3 seconds away from the best shot and turns the camera.
Go to the light, Tully. Go to the light.
I think if I at least had a respirator, I would have felt better about going, because I would have probably had to crawl through the last part.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And okay, so as the founder of Weird Realities Network, I'm going to say, don't do this again.
Why not?
Well, he doesn't get paid hazard pay.
He gets paid in thrills.
That is true.
I mean, he really doesn't need to do it by himself. He needs to at least have somebody there with him.
I wasn't by myself. I had
I'll stand outside
a
the tunnel.
boomstick.
I'll stand outside the tunnel next time. And y'all encourage.
Well, yeah, you need to have somebody on backup.
Chris's comment. That's hilarious, actually.
There you go. You've got a volunteer. Alan will go with you.
He can be your parakeet.
So I started finding some really cool stuff though.
Condoms and balls and what else?
No, it does
what
get
you're
cool.
gonna see is that Tully, being as cheap as he is, picked those up and put them in his pocket.
Well, didn't your wife and one of her friends go to Bobby Mackey's a few months ago?
Yeah, we've been hundreds of times to Bobby Mackey's. I've never experienced anything strange there. It's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So can I say this once again? That's not a tunnel. That's a drain pipe, and people don't need to think they need to go into the tunnel at Bobby Mackey's.
There is no
because
tunnel.
it is a sewage pipe, people.
It used to be a drain for the butcher to drain
blood.
Animal remains, pretty much.
Goo.
But what I started finding, there's like this whole big mound of these super old masonry bricks that were stamped by steel companies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I also took one of those with me.
See, this is why we are friends, Tully.
It looked like a little camp that somebody had. Like this almost looks like a little stove that somebody set up.
It's probably somebody that works at the playpen right up there.
I'm saving all of my comments that could get us flagged.
What's that?
It looked like a big pillar. I don't know what it was for. You couldn't really tell.
I'm
That's a
wondering
shitty
where the
pillar.
police tape is.
That's a shitty pillar. You couldn't sleep on that. Let's see. Those trees are weird.
That's a weird place.
Well, yeah,
to
this
lay-
place gets flooded out constantly.
Yeah.
It just looks like
See, I see an endless supply of driftwood.
Oh yeah,
it just looks bad to me. It just looks like ick.
In the summertime, this
What
would
did
be
it feel like?
horrible to go through.
terrible.
But I mean,
But
like, so like doing an energy read on it, what would you have said?
There's his brick.
Let me just take a picture of me stealing something.
It's not stealing if it's drifted.
Huh. Does that say Chipotle?
So yeah, what's your energy read off of it, Tully?
Well, I didn't want to go in, and I psyched myself up, and then when I got in that opening, it just did not feel good. And I'm not going to say that I was like energetically weirded out. I was more weirded out by like scientific stuff, like
Well, I mean that plays a role. But I mean, did you hear anything, or
didn't hear anything.
was it abnormally quiet?
You could hear like it sounded like what you would imagine a dungeon, like just dripping water. And when I got into that opening, just that second tunnel, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because I would have had to have crawled. Like it was even smaller. I would go back if I had a respirator and a air quality tester.
What are they called that they have at Chernobyl?
Well, no, this is like what people
Geiger counter. You need one of those too.
You know,
Oh,
when people go caving, how they have those little monitors that they clip on them to
Mhm.
where they start
That's not
beeping.
caving. You were in toxic waste.
Well, and the history and everything too. Okay, you've got somebody that, does themselves and other people. Then you've got the fact that it was a slaughterhouse and all of that death and everything. So it's going to have residual bad.
Well, I would say once you got into the actual old stone part of it, because that's going to lead straight back. Cecil said there's a hole in the basement where it's collapsed. So it's going to eventually dead end at some sort of collapsed well.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't look like any ghosts were caught on the film.
Yep.
It was dark though.
Pretty uneventful show.
Well, I mean,
No, it was a very interesting
No, it was
show, though.
interesting. I thought that was,
Yeah. Yep.
that was really cool.
But
I wish
think-
you would have went further into the abyss, but
don't we all? I'll say it's a different story when you're there.
I would have came and drug you out.
As long as he went by and picked up your guitar first.
We're gonna
Yeah.
get first.
So, we may do a redo. Now that I kind of have an idea of exactly where that tunnel is, I literally would know exactly where to drop over that mountain or the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So we may end up doing a redo on that one, and I'll.
well, just don't wear yellow or red.
Yeah, right. I was not wearing yellow or red, and I want to go check out that shipwreck and the battlefield in Richmond.
I'm out of places to run to. Like I don't know where else to go.
Now you're going to have to do road trips.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to go to the Bell Witch Cave, but it's a tourist trap.
Well, I'm still saying you need to call Kumbo and get him to take you out in the woods with him. He said he'd take you.
That'd be fun, but I can walk 15 feet and be in the woods.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have the same experience you'd have with him. Of course, um, you'd have to have a timer.
I was thinking, just for everybody watching, we always say we welcome footage from wherever you're at in the United States.
Yeah.
Landa, I know you want to get out in Texas, but anybody that wants to get footage of these places, like any historic places, we would love to see it, regardless of where it is in America or the world, for that matter.
Just please go with someone. Don't go alone. Don't wear yellow. Don't wear red. Let someone know where you're going.
That's my favorite color.
All you got to do, tell us. I know a lot of people on this show watch the Friday show, but if you take some footage, just tell us. We'll get you the way we can upload it to where it's smoother, and we will either have you on to talk about it, or if you don't want to be on, we can talk about it for you. Alan, yes, there is. Alan, Sarah might be able to speak on that. I'll play the...
Oh, yeah. The Vanishing Cemetery?
Yeah, that's the Baker Holler Road Cemetery. I actually just did a video on that not too long ago. They say that if you drive past it, you can't find it. You have to actually go to the head of the holler and turn around and come back, and then it reveals itself because apparently it moves locations.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure
That's
that's one
weird.
that Alan sent me information on not long ago.
that is spooky.
Morgana,
Yeah.
we need to go to Rodney.
Yes, I was looking at that recently.
Actually, we should go to that one right there, the one that vanishes.
How far away is that?
I'm not entirely sure. I can look it up and let you know where it's at if you're not familiar with the area.
Yeah, definitely not. We did go out to the Immaculate Conception Church. That was a few episodes ago. It was had some bad vibes going on. And you know what? It did have some cast iron components too on the door. If I'm not
Is that
mistaken.
the one where you missed the good shot of the lady?
No,
Oh, okay.
that was Spring Grove. The stop reminded me of that.
You'll never know. I seen a lady dressed in Victorian clothing, all in black, and just walking around, but I just thought it was somebody.
Dude, they hold six funerals simultaneously at that graveyard. Like there's hundreds of people in black. It never even registered until we started talking about it.
Are some things that just stick with you? That's going to be one of yours. It would be like if you had not gone in that tunnel, Cecil would have never let you hear the end of it.
Yeah. And Tully's the type that he would be out looking for ghosts at a graveyard, and it would have like a playground across the road, and Bigfoot would be bouncing up and down on the seesaw, and he would never turn the camera.
I'm very mission oriented.
I like that.
I like picking a target and going for it.
Yep, you're dedicated to your goal. I like it.
But yeah, there are a lot of places that we want to get out to. But I would love to break it up. If anybody listening could get some footage somewhere you think is cool, or just has a lot of history. This isn't necessarily a paranormal show,
No.
but if we see something crazy, that would be cool. We just want to show all the cool places around the U.S. pretty much.
Did you hear that? That's my dog.
Well, Sarah, what do you have going on?
I am on TikTok as always. You can find me on TikTok. Is that what you mean? Like, what do I have going on as far as social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shamelessly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm mostly on TikTok. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't really maintain it anymore, but yeah, you can find me on TikTok, just Paranormally Correct. And I do live streams on Sunday night, Monday nights. And they are crazy. Totally can tell you all about that.
Yeah. Very crazy, but worth it. Like if you're a fan of, coast to coast type stuff, like in the same kind of vein as that, except sometimes way crazier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because we can't pre-screen our calls, so we get all the wild and crazy stuff. But yeah, so if you have a ghost story, you can come on and share your ghost story. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I try to get on there. I'm not a huge TikTok person, but when I think about it, I go catch up on all the folking weirds that he does, and I've been hopping over years and catching stuff too. So some really cool stuff.
Oh my God, Mike, I can't show that.
I've got to read it now. What's he saying?
Alan says that a buddy of his family owns an abandoned nursing home.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Alan,
Ooh.
you have to do that. Please, Alan, get out there and get some footage of that.
Alan, where are you located at? I'm curious.
I think he's in South Carolina or North Carolina
Okay.
or Georgia, somewhere in there.
The eastern side?
He's somewhere in one of the 8 states.
I'm pretty sure it's South Carolina, but I could be wrong.
Alan, the paranormally correct streams start, I think, usually around 11 Eastern.
Yeah, at 11.
Which is 10 for you central people who are listening.
Yep. Alan is in South Carolina. Go
No,
get
I
some
know.
footage of that, Alan.
I'd
Get
love
some
to do
footage
that.
and we'll talk about it.
Yep.
I've
Because,
ran
yeah,
out of places. Like I have straight up ran out of places around here that I can think of anyway.
There's tons of places. I mean, honestly, we could probably go to like Sarah's catalog and just start going to every. But
We need to get some scuba gear and go to the bottom of Laurel Lake to that graveyard.
No.
that would not be a good idea. Funny story. Like back in the 2000s, they dove that, and a gravestone fell on a diver. Like they didn't relocate any of the graveyards underneath there. It's a man-made lake, and I want to say that might have ended him.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure though.
I think it did.
That's kind of
Cecil, I would go with you.
We'll do it. We'll free
Y'all
dive.
gonna go scuba diving in the lake with the stuff that can crush you.
There's worse things in that lake.
I watched a movie about that, y'all. It's dangerous.
The lake where we got our drinking water from in the town where Tully and I grew up, if you was on city water, luckily I was on well water. They caught them dumping old blood in it.
Oh.
Strange.
Yeah. That was when we still lived there, by the way.
Why was the blood old?
Somebody caught a picture of the ambulance up there just dumping it out on the bank there.
Wow.
It's weird.
That is crazy.
And this is why I don't like humanity as a race. Because they suck.
And another interesting fact, they named that lake after the only governor from Clay County, and he apparently got drunk and drowned in that lake, so they named it after him.
Stop. Are you serious?
That's it.
I didn't know that.
That's why it's called that.
But on the next episode, we do have Stephen Hill, who is not here tonight. He got out in Arkansas and did basically a Bigfoot tour of the land that he has. And we just started seeing some signs of something whenever we had to stop last time because it was clipping so bad. But tonight was pretty smooth. So we will probably get back into Bigfoot country, at least for a start next time. And hopefully I'll get some footage of the shipwreck. Maybe Cecil can find some cool stuff. Maybe the girls can find some cool stuff. But yeah, I think that's it.
Cool.
I think that's it.
Yep.
But thanks everybody for watching. And until next month, we'll let you know when we have all the footage ready. And we look forward to showing you.
Yep. Awesome. Guys, y'all have a great weekend.
Alrighty.
And Sarah, thanks so much for being here again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good to see your pretty face, Sarah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She never tells me that.